10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3,
2,
1.
0.
What's going on, Dash League? It's everybody's favorite caster and commentator, Notgollum, here in the booth with me for this exciting match of Season 8 is Bible Crusader. Say hi, Bible.
Hello out there.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how this match pans out. Assuming Acid gets their players in here, we're at the scheduled match time. I don't really know where they're at, but we've got a few minutes to figure that out. Until then, let's talk a little bit about this matchup.
We can drag Iconic back in here too, real quick.
Oh, that's so true. Let me just get our other commentator. What? Hello. There we go. We've got Iconic in the booth. And we'll get right to it. Well, first of all, thank you all for joining for this cast. It's been an interesting start of the season so far. We're still in the first cycle, and things are going hot. We've got a few matches already done and over with, even though we only just started. We're about a week and a half through this first cycle. A lot going to be going on in the weekend following this match, but in the meantime, Acer vs. Acid, Dasher tier match. Acer's brought a pretty strong lineup. You want to go ahead and read those off, Bible?
All right. So far we have, well, I guess it's a full squad, so not so far. We have Shout, Cream, Ivy, Spud, and Rusty. Sounds like a very good lineup from Acer.
Yeah, it sure does. And look at that. We've got the new level system, too. So they're over 100. Except for Ivy, who's stinky and still only level 100. Not playing this game enough. Needs to catch up. Yeah. Shout.
It weren't for... Oh, go ahead.
Well, just an interesting note for me, for my purposes. If you're keeping track with the league kind of info and such, Shout is a semi-recent, like, captainship add to Acer. His brother 4 has been on here for a little bit, but Shout, as an experienced captain and now board member, ended up joining Acer and has been running things for a little while now. And I'm interested to see how their coordination and such is going to come through in this match. Again, assuming Acid shows up to what they scheduled. Do we have... Not to change topics too much, but let's just take a little tour of the spawn area. We've got all of the guns here in the practice area. That is sweet.
Yes, I love the addition of all the weapons in the main lobby. I think it's something that's been missing for a very long time. I am very sad, though, that they took away the ability to kill the players.
Yes! Oh, man. Like, so you just can't do it? Like, are there still ways to glitch in and out of the map, but you just can't hurt anybody now?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if there's any glitches to get in and out of the map where you're not supposed to be, but I do know that you cannot blow yourself up, and you cannot glitch. You can glitch shoot through the shield to shoot anyone.
Yeah,
you used to be able to. It's like a fun Easter egg they took away.
Yeah, it used to be a fun way to kill time here in the lobby. I was never that good at it. I've been playing this game for years and years, but I think I've only actually killed somebody in the lobby maybe twice in that whole time. It's
really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to line up those shots properly, dash through the shield, and now I can't even do it anymore, so...
I was able to I get double headshots on the bot. Usually, I do it from the blue side, so I would make a red bot monstrosity where it would be two of the robots would spawn in the same spot and create a dual robot monstrosity. You can see the names like all entangled up in each other, and literally it looks like they're sharing one space. So there's actually two robots. It's super cool.
Sure is. And Iconic also, welcome into the booth. Good to have you. You were on Acer for a brief amount of time. You want to talk about that experience and what ended up drawing you to Life, which is your current team?
Do we have volume? Iconic.
Well, I guess Iconic is away for the moment. That's alright. That is alright. A little disappointed to be missing my man, but he's got some pretty good insight into the game. I mean, he's a highly skilled individual.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
And
Also
apparently
went
he's...
by Sandman last season.
Yes, that's right. And apparently he's been talking, but we just can't hear him for some reason. He's got some sort of mic issue. So we'll figure that out soon enough. And...
He's back in the open channel.
Okay, and drag. Testing, testing. Iconic, are you there? Well,
Try checking your mic source.
yeah, maybe your source is messed up or something, because we can't hear you still, even though you might be talking right now.
It's happened to me several times with Discord where my it'll automatically decide to use a different mic, and then I sound very far away. Instead of using my fancy new wireless mic that I got from Amazon, it's a Hollyland Lark M2, non-sponsored. You get 2 little mics in it, and then a USB-C type adapter, unless you decide to do one where you can hook it onto a camera.
2 mics?
But yeah, so if I want to commentate or talk to somebody else and record their voice, IRL, I can hand them off a mic. It's like a little lapel mic that attaches to your shirt with a magnet.
Huh.
It's pretty sweet.
And that's also wireless? Or does that end up connecting
Yes.
to...
It is wireless.
Cool, very
It is
cool.
currently plugged into my PC in the very back of it. So if I want to get it, I have to lay on the ground, pull it out, and then take it with me. But I can plug it into my phone, and it's plug and play. You don't have to download software or nothing. It just works. Again, non-sponsored.
So it seems there may have been some confusion in the discussion for matches here. This is a note to all y'all captains. Make sure you use some sort of time converter and really set your set your time zones when you're talking about when to schedule a match. That'll avoid some confusion like this. And
yeah, there is a handy dandy Discord time converter. I don't know what the website's called. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Okay, yeah, it's 3v.fi Discord timestamp generator. So it'll.
There we go.
oh,
There we
welcome
go.
to the land of the
Let's
living.
go.
Jumped like 7, but we're here.
What was up with the mic? What was going on? Well, now he's gone.
Maybe he's having internet issues.
Maybe. As soon as he joins and starts talking, he gets disconnected. That is so sad.
Yeah.
Okay, and now he has joined. He is muted, but he is here. This episode is going to be titled "Iconic Figures Out His Microphone." Hey, we hear you.
Might be a little bit bad. This is not the mic I'm using. I'm not sure what's happening to my original mic, but we are here.
That's
Okay.
A-okay. So, talk a little bit about your... I asked this question earlier, but your mic wasn't working for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You were on AESR for some amount of time, so you've had experience not just from playing in this league for a long time, but from playing with these guys on the same team for some weeks. What do you kind of expect to see out of AESR today?
Well,
Like,
I still hang out with them a lot, so I kind of know what they expect from themselves, and I think they can accomplish it. They usually expect 100% free checks. This is Launchpad, so it could be a bit difficult, but they expect what I expect, and it's a 3-0 waterway and a closer launch pad because it's just a tough map to play defense on. But yeah, they expect dominant performances.
And I also have a bit of a flip side question for you. What if we get a match with Acid today, which it may end up getting postponed by about 45 minutes. So sorry y'all who are waiting on the stream, but we may just move this back a little bit, delete this video, move on. But in the case that we don't, what are your thoughts on Acid's roster? Because as far as I can tell, they have a very swingy, very like who can show up day of dependent roster over on Acid that can really have a huge effect on the results of a match.
Yeah, so Acid is a very powerful team if you put all of their pieces that they have together. The only problem I'd say is availability and just staying warm, because their roster is not necessarily active. Just a bunch of great vets who have just kind of let the game go a little bit. But you also have players like Tev and Gog who play, every other day and are still pretty active. So it's a mix. I think if they can get a little bit of teamwork and availability together, they can make a good run in the Dasher playoffs, but you never know.
Fair enough. I'm just in conversation with the captains of Acid and Shout, trying to figure out what's going on here. Iconic, what are your thoughts on the new lobby? With the skins, the podium, all the weapons, yeah.
I really love it. The
agree.
podium. My favorite part is that they finally added air conditioning.
Yes.
I just love that detail. They took the time to add like air conditioning and circuitry, so that's my favorite part. But the podium is great. Love the skins down there. I can always change my skin whenever I want to. Change my bot so that you never know what's coming.
You're able to change in lobby?
I love that.
Yes, you're able to change your robot in lobby. So
that is huge.
You'll see I think you'll probably see some teams changing their robots mid-game to mix people up. But I think I love it. I love the rockets and the SMGs and all that and the spawn. That makes me happy.
You can just hide players down here too?
You could, yeah. Also, the bots. My favorite part is pushing bots around because they don't really mesh with the geometry of the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have bots floating everywhere.
I like that they added these
a fun sight.
These red lines. It's kind of in line with the piping and circuitry that you were mentioning that they added. Just a lot more detail overall.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, love that.
It feels more like a facility than just some random mega structure.
They also took out some of the piping that was on the roof before, like those long. Or did they? Yeah. Didn't there used to be a bunch of black
Yeah, there did.
Up there?
There used to be.
They opened it up for the skylights.
Like that.
It's got a much more like normal feel to it instead of like some weird concrete basement. I mean, my favorite part obviously is those UNSC banners, but Bible Crusader knows.
Yeah.
Oh, and we've got Iron up here and Sky as well for our Sprinter and Walker champions. And a little HVAC so the robots can breathe.
The HVAC, my goat.
Yes.
You don't want them to
Even though it's
overheat.
freezing outside, so basically they installed heaters, technically. So I don't think they need to do like AC, like the...
Yeah. I mean, if you look outside, it's an absolute tundra.
Yeah. So it's all heating appliances that they put in there.
Yeah, that's great.
That
Is
was
there
like
one massive over here?
Oh, wait. Go into the conference room. One of the conference rooms. See, they put it in there. That's where I first noticed it. Over on the right side, looking to the right there. That was the I was on first AC signs that I saw, and I was like, yes, this is realism to the max.
Mm-hmm. There's challenges. Oh,
yes.
I love that.
Those give you like double. If you complete all the challenges, you get like double XP for like 5 matches, I think. So that's pretty cool. And there's also a little voting thing on the right hand side where you can like vote for whatever Triangle Factory needs voting on, I guess.
Mm-hmm. To be able to provide in-game feedback from players that don't have Discord.
Yeah.
Kind of gauge what the community is thinking out there.
Oh, there's Spaghetti. He's here.
Spaghetti.
That's an acid player.
Let's see here. Weapon Goblin. Pick up the shock rocket launcher 25 times. Item Goblin. Collect the following pickups 60 times. Dash. Easy peasy. Time to tank. Pick up 15 shields. Now,
that's a little bit more difficult.
One thing that they need to update is they need to update the shields. There's a glitch where you can get a charge shot through the middle of the shield, which kind of makes it useless.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's supposed to keep out, so.
Right. And then the last one there is complete mastery. Complete all challenges. And this is the one, once you complete all other tasks, like Iconic said, 5 matches get double XP.
That's a nice little touch to the game. I like that. Gives me something to get on and just goof around with.
They use Weapon Goblin's PFP, made it the same as Time to Tank.
And then polls.
Back Hyperdash.
How would you answer that question?
I'd say the players. That's what I would say. Like, I probably would not have played this game as long as I have if it weren't for the players and the Dash League community. Y'all are awesome, and there's a lot of friends that I've been able to make along the way here, and it's just been a lot of fun. Even through the frustrating times of not being able to land my shots or anything like that, the community, that's what I would say is what brought me back.
That's very well
Oh,
put.
yeah, 100%.
I mean, the player base is what keeps me here. It's what keeps me casting, what inspires me to put in so much time as a board member, trying to organize things and deliberate on the rules and how the Dash League should be run. And like the replayability is very important to me. I like how fast-paced the game is, but at the end of the day, playing with people that you recognize, getting to know people, is such a huge draw to this game and this community that's, relatively speaking to a lot of other competitive VR scenes, kind of small. At least in my experience, it seems that way.
Yeah.
I love that they're still updating. Like, they've done some new maps recently. They're made the lobby look fantastic. You know, the developers have really put in the effort for this game. And even though they've come out with breachers, they still give this game the love that it deserves. Yeah.
It's really appreciated. They put so much time and effort into this, and we've had a lot of as a board and as a league, we've had a lot of pretty open communication over time with the makers of this game, with Triangle Factory, which has been a very unique experience to have. Rather than Triangle Factory doing one thing and the league just adapting, sometimes there's some back and forth, and they often are pretty receptive to advice about like what you want in a new lobby, having skins, podium, shooting range, having posters, like all these posters. A lot of them are up here just because we asked for it.
Yeah, in-game custom ads. That is, try doing that with Call of Duty or some other big studio.
Yeah, good luck.
There's no way. Like I know people who just run their own little tournaments and stuff. They've been able to get ads into this game. Like, if you were to try to do that with any other game, good luck to you. I mean, it's very far and few between. I personally don't know another game where you can do that. I mean, that's super cool.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a game with advertisements about like tournaments in the game or like champions of games. I mean, I've seen it like maybe once or twice in like smaller VR games, but like nothing that I've seen with a league has done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to change the title of this video, reminiscing over Hyperdash.
Yeah, Hyperdash memories and memories.
Rip Acid versus Acer.
No kidding. We've got a lot of likes on this one though, on this video, this stream. I know
That's
you guys
good.
are appreciating our reminiscing.
There's nothing like three old men reminiscing.
Hey, I'm not old yet. Okay. I might
players,
consider
how about
myself
that?
old
Old players.
after I get my girlfriend, then future wife, and then she becomes my wife, and then have children. Then I might say something about being old. But until then, I'm young. Okay.
Okay. Three young men reminiscing.
There you go.
Yeah.
So picky.
Well, in the meantime, I think we're going to spend some time trying to work this out. I'm very sorry to all of you in the audience who are waiting patiently for this match. We're waiting too. Acer's waiting. We're just seeing if Acid can make it happen. It seems like Acer really wants to get this game done if they can. They're not asking for a forfeit. And so we'll wait and see what happens. At the end of the day, if they have to reschedule or if the match becomes a forfeit, we'll let you know. But till then, we're going to take a few minutes and either the stream will end and you'll see a new post, or this one will open back up and I'll ping everybody in the Discord that this match is happening. So till then, we'll be waiting.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
Tyron said in the chat, "Vibe stream, keep reminiscing old men." Thanks a lot. Macaulay.
You're welcome.
All right. We'll be back soon.
Agreed.
Welcome back. We are not old men. We are not. We are young
men.
bucks.
We are young
Iconic
stallions,
has
if you will.
no idea what he's talking about. He's only 16 for crying out loud.
My bad.
So,
Warrior
felt like the
Isaiah,
right thing
please
to say.
that we are young men. I'd appreciate it.
Please.
and there's no need to feel down. I said,
I need to feel insecure
Young
now,
man.
Bible.
Yeah, exactly. I'm only 26. I'm gonna be
Okay,
27
so
in
we
2
got a
days, but that's
4v4?
irrelevant.
okay. It looks like this may end up being a 4v4. I mean, let's take a look at who's who here. Go ahead and read off the rosters for me, Iconic.
Looks like we have on Acid's side Gog, Higurama, Tev, and Spaghetti. Then on Acer we have Shout, Spud, Cream, and 4 or IV, whatever you prefer. Both sides bring in some heat. Spaghetti and Higurama, I'm not sure how to say that. I'm probably butchering it, but both of those guys are proven Dasher tier players. Acer bringing 4 great players also. Gog and Tev have been grinding, so I'm sure they'll put up some good numbers here today. So should be good if this is the 5 or 4v4 that we have. Possibly 5 if Toss will join.
Who was it for Acer that they had in earlier? It was Rusty and Hog Rider who are waiting in
Yes.
the wings, right?
Rusty and Hog Rider were in the lobby earlier, so
Okay.
we'll see if they get a chance.
Maybe it'll be map dependent. Maybe they're just going for playtime, or maybe
Yeah, it could be.
they're just heading off doing their own thing at this point. If this is going to end up being a 4v4, I guess we will find out very soon whether they will end up starting the match as is. Does seem this is very tossed dependent at the moment, like we discussed.
Zaya is going to make me cry.
Okay.
She said, one young dude, the rest are old. And she said,
Wow.
Oh, man.
You're gonna make me cry, Zaya.
Yeah, that can't feel great, huh?
That's a dagger right there.
How old are you, Notgollum?
I'm 24.
Another stab to the heart. I'm the oldest one in the stream. No.
I was right.
Yeah. One thing I really like about this league is all the variety in player ages. I mean, this league's been around for years, so you get to know people from all walks of life, all over the world, all different ages, and kind of watch people develop as time goes on. A lot of friends that I've made, like Lateralis, through the league, I like keeping up with how they're doing IRL too. And hearing about things going on outside of the game, like, kind of circles back to the poll that we were looking at earlier. What do you like about the game? And the players are definitely what brings me back, just kind of to cycle back to that conversation that we had.
I would rate players as my number 1 pick. My second pick would be the replayability, and which really the fast gameplay kind of ties into that a little bit, but the replayability is like probably second. Third, fast gameplay, and then 4th, customization. I do like the customization, but if I had only basic stuff, like, I would still have fun playing the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly
I still
what you
like
mean.
the customization, but
What's your order, Iconic, if you had to rank them?
I think it would have to be the players number 1. I love the fast gameplay. It soothes all of my ADD needs. And then third would probably be replayability and customization last. I like the customization. It just isn't very, like, it doesn't bring me back. I don't come back with a Hyperdash and say,
You-
let me customize my
You're
guns.
not a drip king or anything like that?
No. If I could draw, like, my own custom gun, I would just be drawing stuff all the time, and you can
That
see
would
the
be
worst
crazy.
art on a gun you've ever seen.
no, that
But-
would be an idea.
Yeah, like, people should be able to draw, like, whatever they want on their guns.
Well, to
It's
that
still
end,
ranking.
Garbage Man, I think it was Garbage Man, at one point a while ago was working on some sort of mod that would allow you to put team logos on the robots through the drone system. And so obviously you wouldn't see
That
it
would
in
be
game.
nice.
That would be cool, but yeah, being able to post that onto the player robots on like the shoulders and the chest and back would be huge.
That would
Yeah.
be really cool.
I'm not really sure where that went. There was like a beta version going around at some point. I don't know if Garbage Man has gotten back to it, but cool concept, and that ties directly into what you were just talking about. I think, unfortunately, though, if just anybody could draw whatever and put it on their robot, we would get some cool art in some cases, and we get some
Yeah.
really unique,
Unfortunate things.
yeah, unfortunately unique art pieces.
Yeah. Sure. I was just talking about the guns, not the robots.
Like drawing
Robots
a
could
gun,
go
or
whatever.
just drawing on it.
Like just drawing on my gun.
Would you give it like a tattoo type thing, or what do you think you would put on there?
I would probably do like something like a pig with like sparkles on it. I think that would be appropriate.
Okay,
Wanda?
hell yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be what I go with. It'd be very underwhelming, but something like that.
So Notgollum, how would
Yes.
you rate these options? How do you put
Players number one.
first, what
I mean,
after that?
honestly, far and away, players is number one. I hardly play any single player games, just in general. And I've always been that way. And so a multiplayer experience in and of itself is almost like a baseline requirement for me enjoying a game. Because I like not just the unpredictability of other human beings, but also being able to communicate with other people, knowing there's a real person behind the screen, for better or for worse, usually for better. Makes a more enjoyable experience for me. Then I really like the fast gameplay, also that ADHD sort of itch gets scratched, and always has ever since COVID. And the replayability ties into that, so those two are kind of close together, to be honest, but fast gameplay probably above it. And then I don't really tend to spend money on games all that often. I do for this one because I love it so much. It's well worth it, but customization is not a huge thing for me. I do like the options that we have, but I'm a huge fan of the default skin even.
If I had a bit more money, I would spend a little bit more on cosmetics. But since I need more money to live, I have to be responsible, unfortunately.
Oh, and here we go, popping into the game.
To start.
Let's go.
So I'll turn over the reins over to you guys. Iconic, you want to start us off? Go over the setup that we see for Acer here with this 5v4, it seems.
Yeah, it looks like Rusty and Baron usually roll out with shotguns on the start. I'm not sure who's going to be on rockets. Could be Shout. Cream usually rocks with pistols. Same with Spud. Oh, Spud has shotguns. Okay, never mind. And we're off. Spud getting a good pick at the start. Dash camping a little bit. Great
If you
in-house
keep blue
disruption.
team away from that dash for a little while, it'll help you, put the defending team stay in the area a bit longer.
Yeah, for sure.
Without dashes, you can't get up to the top house, so try and clear it out. And just mobility in general. One of the best ways to stay alive in this game is to dash. Because your life
Oh my
literally
goodness,
depends on it.
Spud is like shotgun sniping right now.
What's he got at 5K? 6K now. Woo!
Spud on a fantastic kill streak right now.
7K. Will I make it 8K?
Spud's just chilling out right now.
Oh, some sparks off the helmet of that guy.
I know it's a
Oh,
Oh, with the
4v5.
shotguns.
there.
Yeah, that's
I know it's a 4v5
There we go,
and it's
great
tough,
shot.
and Acer is a top team for sure, but nobody pushing Spud. He's been basically uncontested this whole time, just racking up the kills in
Yeah,
this corner.
he's just chilling out right now. He's just being a happy guy right now.
Well, with all the chaos, sometimes it's hard to keep track
Ooh, that
of
was a
what
good
someone
kill.
actually is.
Yeah.
And with the history of such great players where, you know, they'll strike, move on to a different position, so by the time you call
Bud
them out,
finally went down.
by the time you call them out, they're already gone somewhere else hiding and then are ready to take on the next person in line.
Yeah.
Now,
Acer
if
is
y'all in the
keeping a
chat
really
do
good
want
hold.
some, if you in the chat really did want some old guys or old reminiscent speaking, I remember when this map was just polygons. It was just this one was red, right, or orange.
Something like that.
Had walls where you could just bounce shot down the rail and kill people while they're riding on the rail. Really, with a 90-degree turn. But if you weren't careful, they could do the same. What are they doing?
He was just freaking out. He got a little bit scared there.
Yeah, I think Acid is just doing their best given the circumstances, but well aware of how this first map at least is going to go. I like Higuruma's, however you say that. You're going to have to correct us, because I know I'm saying it wrong. Shots here, keeping the guns up. That's a good trigger finger.
He's like a cowboy right now.
Yeah, it's bang, bang, bang,
Quick
bang,
draw over here. Not to be confused with Quick Draw Magara, a real player here in Dash League.
The sharpest shootingest player around.
Wait.
Darn tootin'.
Let's see here. Higuruma, maybe?
Garuma?
It
Possibly.
sounds anime. That's what it makes me
It
think of.
does.
Him
It
doing the
sounds
little
like one
and
of
the way
those.
the motion he was doing. It's like one of those robots that it's like anime robot. That's the motions that I was. That's the vibe I was getting from that actually.
I wonder if Cream and Spud are going to try to do a kill race at all. Cream's at 24 and 3. Spud's at 19 and 4, so he's a little behind, but he's got a chance to catch up.
Tied. Yeah, he's still 7 and 0.
Oh, Baron. Is Baron just playing it safe? What's going on there? I wonder.
He could. There's a chance that he would just be playing the game not to die. Like, go the whole game without a death.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That
if you
would
want to play to
be
not die, SMGs is a great way to do it.
Yeah.
He's playing it like a Rocketeer here.
SMGs need to be slightly nerfed.
Maybe
in my
just a
opinion.
tiny bit. Was
and staples need a bit of a buff.
Was this a common position last season? I can't recall having the dual SMGs on the ledge here, because this actually makes a lot of sense for watching this long sideline rather
it
than
was
a rocket.
pretty common last season, I would say.
Okay.
Most people aren't SMG users on Launchpad, but I saw Dark Ghost do it a couple times last season on UNSC, and I believe there was some Sprinter 2 teams doing it last season, but I can't remember the names of the SMG users.
It'd be more common for rockets to be set up on this ledge, at least until the cart gets about halfway down. Then they just kind of jump up there, with the rockets, and then vamos.
You would think. That's kind of the tough thing with Rocketeering here, though, is it's such a long straight sight line, and rockets thrive on having objects in the way, since you can curve around all the structures and stuff in the game, and so it's a great long distance in theory to be able to dash away from the cart if somebody pushes you, but they may not even need to use dashes to get to you if they can just shoot straight really well. Did Acid get a wipe?
Yeah.
Or a near wipe?
Acid did get a lot of kills there. I don't know. Yeah, there's only 2 up.
10,
We could see them move past this hill here.
Can they turn down the hill? Here's the big question.
3,
Can they make it?
This has to be one of the most dominant wins in Launchpad if the Acer can make 100%.
Yeah. I think the only thing more dominant than this was D playing against some low dasher team at some point, maybe season 4. They held it at about
Yeah.
that same point, but that was a 5v5.
That was the season they joined late
Yeah,
and got put in what?
they got put
I
in
don't know
bottom
what tier.
sprinter just because of circumstances with the MMR and joining late and all that. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
tough time.
I think that was the only cycle they were in that tier, though. They immediately jumped up Dasher.
Yeah,
Down there.
absolutely.
Match starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, let's see how Acer does this.
First elimination.
Oh, it's working! No way. That was great.
Oh boy! Wait, it's still alive. or
Oh,
not?
this is
Yeah,
a
it's double
beautiful
shields.
battle right here.
This is a double shields.
Yes,
Oh my god!
love to see that.
Oh, and they're going for more. Oh wait, no, that was the blue. Someone on blue getting a shield. That's okay. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Shields come into play.
Just let God get 2 shields.
He'll be too powerful.
Please.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Uh,
Spud.
Dang.
How
Spud
dare
got
you.
him.
I think one of the things they could do with the shields is have like where you pull the trigger and it like if somebody's right on you, it pushes them outwards, kind of like a quarter dash,
Yeah.
or maybe even a third of a dash. That way you can, you know, put some distance between you and that person, and then be able to have your you know, weapon of choice at the side.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I suggested was having like a let's see here, like you pull the trigger and it extends the shield for a certain period of time, and then once that shield energy is gone, then it shrinks down, maybe even to a smaller size than when it started out. I think that would be really cool. It adds some dynamics to the shields.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to refrain from putting any kind of melee weapons in, unfortunately, just because it'd be really hard to balance something like that. But if they could have different, like, shield ability to where, you know, it's not just something you hold, it's something that you can pull the trigger and it does something. I think that would be a cool addition to the shield.
Are you guys pro or anti-sword in Hyperdash?
I'd be pro.
Okay. Because I assume you've seen the sword model, because that does exist in the game, deep within the code somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you think? Do you think that would be good for cart clearing for cart holders?
Yeah, actually, that would be fantastic for cart, because
Just spin in a circle.
it would provide a lot of opportunity to be able to defend the cart more aptly. Red's objective is to be able to clear the cart, and obviously if Red steps on the cart, that'd be that's perfect melee range, like, all the time. So if you had a shield and a sword, you get a lot of kills as a cart defender. And let's say even if the sword only does a quarter damage per swing, but you can, you know, just like swing the sword around like crazy, maybe have a little bit of, you know, lag to make it seem like it's heavy or more realistic or whatever, but you know, just something while you're sitting there with the shield, swing the sword around to be able to do damage to players. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. It would definitely add a different element to the game.
Imagine the sword battles that could go on. Like if somebody else had a sword, you could like hit their sword and knock it out of the way so you don't take damage, and there'd have to be a lot of mathematical calculations in that. It might be a little too advanced for the forward quest. I think they still support quests, correct?
Yes. Like, I'm able to play this game on the Quest too, but there was some sort of issue that happened semi-recently where I'm not able to play on the CV1 anymore. I think Meta might have changed something for certain multiplayer games. The compatibility of older headsets just doesn't work the same. I'm curious if people who still have a Quest 1 that isn't totally bricked, whether they're able to still use it at all.
Yeah, I know that it can still be used as a PC VR headset. But yeah, a lot of games have dropped support for the original Quest, and it's just becoming more and more of a collector's item at this point.
Yeah.
And speaking
I
of
need to
making the
get
most of what you've
mine
got,
back.
Acid
Team wins.
trying somewhat to make the most out of a bad situation, only having 4 against the what I would consider the top seeded team right now in the league. But 100 versus 16, 7 minutes left. That's going to be map 1 for Acer. Now in the new podium lobby.
Mhm.
I'm gonna miss that separate teleported room, but
Mm.
I don't know. Going straight to
Yeah.
lobby like this is still kind of nice.
Yeah, I do like the
Listen.
lobby, new lobby more.
They should make that old lobby into like a map, just blow it up to a large proportion, add like a level within it. You know what I mean? So like a
Yeah.
mini level within a giant room. I
Mhm.
think that would be a cool way to bring it back for nostalgia and to be able to have a new map location. I think that'd be sweet.
That'd be just swell.
So,
Okay.
Didn't they have rules about having like a 5v4 matches?
So this season, because it's not MMR based, it's just rank points. So if you win outright, that's 1 point for you. If you win very dominantly, like Acer did, you get 2 points. We're allowing 4v4s and 4v5s if needed. It seems like Acer or Acid just isn't able to bring Tossed in for whatever reason, but this is the time they scheduled, so gotta do what you gotta do. Also, real quick, IV, Shout is playing on Steam VR, I can only assume. If he's still playing on Quest, then I'm going to need to circle back to you later and figure out what's going wrong, because I'm able to open Hyperdash on the CV1 on through the Quest app or whatever, but not able to do anything. So I'm wondering, like the video, the stream, and leave a comment if you're having the same issue. Or if you just feel very gracious today.
Speaking of comments, someone suggested that you could throw the sword like a lightsaber. I think that would be cool.
And just call it back. Or maybe you just throw it and it clatters to the ground if you miss.
I
Yeah.
don't want to play this game with a sword because then you'd have Iron Lights players like Tossed and Ivy and Shout just like beating everybody up.
True, true. Well, second map is going to be Quarry for today.
Gotta love Quarry.
Acid is going to have a little bit of time to see if they can get their 5th in, if Toss is going to end up joining, or if it will be another 4v5. Iconic, I'm not looking for like any deep strategic thought or talk or anything like that, but did you practice Quarry with Acer at all? Do they have any sort of strategy going into this, or are they just going based off their team experience as far as you're aware?
We only practice Quarry like 3 or 4 times, but usually it's just your pretty standard 2B, 2 tunnel, and then your flex. And it's instead of like trying to do anything fancy, we just focus on comms, pushing in together, uniting that push between B and tunnel, trying to get that to happen at the same time. That's really what we focused on with every map, just playing with each other as a team to make everything a 3v1, 4v1, or even a 5v1 if we can.
Mm-hmm. If you're holding
just
button
to try
or something.
and like maximize our chances.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. That's fair.
We just want everyone at the same place at the same time. That was pretty much our goal.
Here's a bit of a technical question I can get into for any people in the audience who don't really get why this is significant. Do you guys rush the tunnel dash, or rather, did Acer have a strategy around rushing the tunnel dash, or did they just try to punish any team that would rush it quickly?
It depends on the speed of your players. Seeing as we have Sugar, I assume that he's a very fast player. I assume he will rush the tunnel dash. And there's also Cream in there. He's also incredibly fast. But yeah, we always try to be the aggressors because of the just mechanical skill that Acer possesses. That's just, you got to be aggressive because you know that you can match up with about anybody in the league.
Fair enough. Fair enough. This is a game within reason. This is really a game of aggression, in my experience. Whoever can do it the best tends to win the most, even outside of just accuracy. If you can position yourself well, you're usually going to end up winning fights.
Yeah. Shooting fast and good aim looks pretty, but positioning wins fights.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting fast and aiming isn't going to get you anywhere if you can't see where your guy's shooting you from. So
Yeah. Or if you're shooting
that's
from a
always
bad
something
angle.
to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's something that people like Koala have done very well. Part of the reason they're so good is not just their accuracy at whatever crazy range, but they know how to position themselves at any moment. They played all these maps hundreds of times. And so that awareness of where you should be at any given moment gives a huge leg up.
Yeah, for sure. Any top player is just, it's not really rocket science. It's just a combination of knowing where to be, not jumping in people's faces to enter 50-50 brawls with them. It's more of playing a game of chess with people and just outsmarting. Combining that with skill and fire rate and accuracy. Yeah. That's just basically what being a high dasher tier player means.
Yeah.
And
What's
anybody
amazing
you
to
ask
me-
will agree with that.
What's amazing to me is you can go around a corner, have the jump on someone, know they're there, but then they can still take you out because of their reflexes and reaction time being so fast. Even with the peaker's advantage, they still come out on top. Like some of those D players have that down insanely well. And it's just like, how, bro? How?
Literally. Rekko's reaction time is like the best I have ever seen. I feel like he could react to things like 2 times faster than I could, and I thought I had a decent reaction time, but no. I'd be behind him and he'd still get the shot on me before I would. So,
Yeah.
good times.
It can also, I'd imagine it could help if you like know where to expect somebody. Like you can really get into a flow state with this game. I'm sure both of you can attest to this, just in how much you've played. Sometimes you kind of know what should happen, and that can almost play into why sometimes it's harder to fight noobs in this game, which I think is not just unique to Hyperdash, but like every game when you play it competitively. Like you're gonna win fights against people who are newer more often than not, but if somebody doesn't know what you should do or what's the optimal thing, at least in my experience, you can lose fights that you think you shouldn't lose just because they do something you would never expect them to do. Stay in place, dash to some weird point, spend 30 seconds picking up double SMGs, whatever it is.
Ducking
Yeah,
down.
you never
for no
expect.
reason.
Oh goodness. You never expect Ian the Legend 307 in a corner with staple and shocks or whatever, so it's always fun facing noobs.
You never expect him to stay in that corner after he killed you the first time either.
Yeah, it's like you'd think he'd be able to reason like I should move, but no, he's still there.
And you know what?
Waiting
Turns
for
out
you.
he was right that one time, so he'll keep doing
Yeah.
it.
I feel like the noobs are just like foaming at the mouth in their corners, just waiting for me.
Well, if
It's
I
so
ever
funny.
come across someone who's waiting in a corner to, that ends up killing me, I'm like, in my head and not out loud, you better move, buddy. And I go back there to the exact same corner, and I go and I absolutely wipe them out because I told them in my mind, you better move. They didn't move, so they're dead.
It's not a fair enough warning, Bible.
Oh, it's fair enough. Sometimes I've actually had, I
Whoa,
have
Acid
said
got a
it out
counter?
loud,
What?
like, you better move. And they didn't listen.
What even just happened right there?
I don't know.
Counter at B.
Oh, okay.
Tev not able to make
There
any
they
magic
go.
happen.
Ooh.
Oh well.
We got Acer with a point there. All 5 of them up. And Acid with a team wipe.
Match starts in 3, 2, 1.
Oh wow, so both Spud and Cream have 3 kills, 0 deaths.
Hello?
Wait, what happened?
Something is up
Everything
with
went
the
to
overlay,
0.
I think. For some reason it's saying the
Well, I'm
wrong
sad.
name on the bottom. It's saying I'm on Tev's POV, even though I'm definitely not.
Yeah, that's definitely Gog's POV.
Interesting.
Oh, it's okay. For some reason, it's at the wrong Hyperdash thing. I have it in the bottom right because the map was being weird. I'll have to fix stuff later. This whole cast is it's a nice chat, but
Yeah,
it's
literally
been
just
all sorts of issues.
Countered.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and switch some things around.
Oh, great combo here. Oh, no high five. There we go. We got
There
high
you
five.
go. Peak gameplay.
Oh,
Acid's holding on longer than I expected
yeah,
them
I'd
to.
say
That's teamwork right there.
thanks to them messing around there, Acid was able to counter times there. Oh, with the button hold.
This round.
There, that's what I was
good,
talking about.
folks.
That 4-man button hold.
Do you remember UNSC's 5-man button hold? It was all
Dude,
on
that
those
was
ways.
awesome.
Oh, it was so funny.
Match point. Blue takes
Oh, I
C.
love it.
Blue team scores in 3. Counter.
Baron trying to defend B is successful in taking Gog out.
Blue team scores in 3.
Oh, there is a countdown. Will Tev versus
And
the
button
able
hold.
to
Acer wins.
counter?
There we go.
Alrighty.
Well,
Well, that's that.
Yep. Hopefully Acid will be able to fix their scheduling issues and be able to provide a full 5v5 next time. 'Cause I really don't like seeing unfair matchups like this.
Yeah. I mean, nobody wants to be part of a stomp, and we know that. But sometimes, I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. It's up to the captains to schedule and to stay on task, and that can make or break a match. But regardless, that's Acer v Acid, and we will catch you all in the next one. Thank you all for being here and being patient. I've been Notgollum.
I've been Bible Crusader.
I've been iconic.
Okay.
That sounds cocky.
Gotta take a second and remember.
Yeah, I was like, do I want to say my name? Because it just sounds like I'm bragging or something.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
you don't want to say your real name, so just
Yeah, let's not do that.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks
Yep,
for
see ya.
watching.